Hey everybody and welcome back. This is going to be a review of Ready to Love. This is going to be season 4. They're on episode 2. I'm going to do 1 and 2 because 1 will just meet the cast. So this is going to be a review episode 2, but I'm going to throw some 1 in there too. Just I didn't feel 1 was good enough for its own episode. Uh, I'm always skeptical about this show because it seems like it's just bullshit. It's like most people who go on it, they're only going on it to advertise their career, make connections, do stuff like that to get Instagram famous. Nobody's actually trying to find a relationship. They're just trying to go on here and flirt and be loose with it. But we will see how it goes. Also, I don't know everybody's names. It's 20 of these goddamn people, and it's tough to keep up with. It's only an hour episode, and it's a lot that goes down in an hour just because of how many people it is. So I might miss stuff. I might not get stuff right. I might get names wrong. I might get whatever happened. Like, please forgive me. But it's a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff going on. I took a bunch of notes. I got the pictures pulled up, so it's a lot of goddamn people. I'm fuck. Just until it gets down to like maybe 10, just hang on there with me if I get stuff screwed up. Uh, and everybody got such interesting stories. And after this first episode, I'm already not kind of liking it, how it's going. But we'll get to that later. After these first 2 episodes, we're gonna go to the house. They're in DC. Welcome to Chocolate City. And honestly, they not. I don't think anybody on the cast said they were from DC. They're all from somewhere else, and they moved to DC for work or opportunity or something. None of them really. I can't think of a single one of them that said I'm from DC. So I don't know if they're even a good representation of DC, America. Shit, that's basically where the fuck they from. All right, we get to the house they're meeting up at, wherever it is here. I think Carrington. Is that his name? Yeah, was the first to arrive. Aisha came. I remember Aisha from episode 1. She was the one who talked about how beautiful she was, how sexy she was, and she's the one I think had 3 kids, 2 or 3 kids, was divorced. But you know, she said she wants something deeper than just being beautiful, and I like that she said that she wanted something more. She not just surface. I don't know how. I can't remember how her first marriage went, but I think it turned. She said it turned bad. It's hard to remember all these details about these people, and I did not write that much down because it was so many people. But I remember her from episode 1. It's the salon. That's how I remember her, and now I can't remember her story. But I like her. Sabrina come. I remember Sabrina because she's the one that said she wanted a man with a big old dick. And I remember her. She said she. Now that struck me kind of off too because she said she was with a guy and he was a great guy, good. She really loved him, but he just wasn't up to snuff. So she had to let him go. She said she's not going to do that again. She's not going to. Wait a minute, was he? That's too much. But I remember her and the big old things that she wants. And she was born in Korea. I didn't know that. She said she was born in Korea. And I remember that because Tyrone was the guy that came next. He was with cybersecurity. And he was ex-military. He was like, I was stationed in Korea. So he was singing a Korean song to her. And she was like, I don't know Korean. I was like, oh, Tyrone, you just fucked up. Tyrone. I feel so bad for Tyrone. Next came Walter. Walter and Sabrina. They were cool. They were cool the whole episode, and they bonded a lot. From they were both. It was Walter and Sabrina. Well, they were both caretakers of their parents. She was taking. Well, her dad. What the hell did I write down? I can't remember what I was. Sabrina's dad has dementia, and her mother is taking care of her dad, and she's taking care of her mother. She's the caretaker of her. So, and she started crying because it's a lot. She said it's so intense because she had to take care of her daughter and she's taking care of her parents. And Walter was like, I've been there. I know the same thing. So Walter said he had to take care of. He was a caretaker of his mother for 3 years before she died, and he said she died in his arms. So him and Sabrina connected at that level, which is good. And I like Sabrina. She does seem, I don't know, she's a fashion designer. It's something seems kind of off with her, but not like in a bad way. It's the same thing that I get from everybody, every single person on this cast, that I've gotten from everybody on the past seasons too, is that they're so old. Not that it's a bad thing, but they're very old and set in their ways. And I don't think, and they've all had love experiences before. They've all been married. They've been in relationships. They've done all this stuff before. That I question why now. Why are they trying to do this now? You know, they say they're still looking, and I just question it. I just do, because nobody's very open minded. They all seem so driven and determined to just what they want, what they're looking for. It seems like it's like you're saying you're open to love, but then you're actually something. You're more open to something else too. I don't think any of them is just looking for sex. I think all of them could get sex easily, but I don't know. I think most of them seem like they're mostly looking for connections, for business and personal connections, not necessarily a relationship. They all seem pretty sour on relationships. So I don't even know how the casting is done, but you have 20 people that are all soured on being in relationships, that don't really feel like dating, that don't really want somebody to be with. Like, they all are saying this. That's why I'm like, I don't understand this show. Tissia, I like Tissia. Is that how you say that? Tissia. I like her. She's a bit on the thicker side, which I like. Naeem liked it too. He said, I like a woman's smile, but if I can't see her face and I can see her from the back, I like that booty too. So he was liking to see her from both sides, the front and the back. He was never married, no kids. Tissia was never married and no kids. If I remember, Naeem was the guy that said he wants a woman that doesn't wear makeup, doesn't have weave, just like how she looks is how she looks. He said he doesn't mind if she wears makeup, but he know that's just not for him. I'd prefer a woman that doesn't wear a lot of makeup, but I don't really give a fuck if she does. She's beautiful either way. But I don't know. I don't think he's going to do good in this group because everybody on here is made up. You got Frank. He's there. He's he owns a beverage company, I think Cocktail. They make cocktails. And Carrie. Shit. So Frank and Carrie. Now Carrie said something about Frank. She said Frank has a very deep voice, and that he can just talk the panties off a woman. And he does have a really deep, nice voice. I wish I had a voice like that. And it was just, they're mingling. And so it's just, I don't like Frank. I do like Carrie. I'm not a fan of Frank. I think Frank is up to something. I just don't trust him. He just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe it's just something. His attitude and the way he talks to the women, the way I hate the smooth player types. Those dudes is like, oh, you know, all the women want me. I think Frank reminds me of a guy like that. A guy that thinks he's the shit. But, you know, he said he wants a woman that's handsome, that looks good. I mean, that looks good, and that he wants to look good on her, on stuff like that. He says a lot of good stuff, nice stuff, but it all seems very superficial and shallow. Courtney comes. Courtney, I think she's the youngest. I have to check on that. She's 30. She's a new mom. She just broke up with a relationship with a guy she had been with for 4.5 years, because once she had her, I think she had a girl. Once she had her daughter, she matured. She didn't want to stay out. She didn't want to go clubbing. But what she had been doing with the guy for the past 4, they were just doing all these things, just living for the moment. But now she said, you know, I need to think long term. I need to get serious. You know, get more business minded. Just grow up. And he didn't want to do that. Even though he was the father, he just had a kid too. He still wanted to keep doing the things they were doing before. And she was like, well, we just can't do that. So they ended up splitting. That was very mature of Courtney, but I don't think she's as mature as she thinks she is. But she seems sweet. She's beautiful. She was a Leo. She kept saying she was a Leo. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not a astrological signs kind of guy. So I don't know. I think I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know what that means or what that indicates. Sagittarius is, if I'm remembering my Greek right, is an archer. Yes, archer. And Leo is a lion. I'm remembering damn Greek history, and not because I don't know the signs, but I do know what this shit is. Corey comes. Corey, I believe Corey is fake. I think Corey was put here by the producers specifically to start shit. Corey is the worst. He's a gym owner. It seems like he is just here looking for clients. He said the only reason he came on this show was because he heard there was beautiful women here, and he said, I need to be there. He's not looking for a relationship. He's not looking for a woman. He's not looking for anything. He was looking for more clients. He said he's dated 100 women in the past 12 months. He said he does a copy paste. He gives them all the same lines on Dating Lab. He said the same thing to every single one of them. That's how he does it. So he has how to get the first date down. He said second dates don't go so good. First date, he's the greatest ever. Corey pissed me off. I think he pissed every woman here off. He was going around to all the women and using the same pickup line. He asked them all on a date for Friday and Saturday. He has 4 of them on a date for Friday. I guess he was thinking they wouldn't talk to each other at some point. And he couldn't ask, I think the only reason he couldn't ask every woman because he was asking some of the women in front of the other women, so they already knew he had asked her. So it was just, he thought he was doing some amateur bullshit. He was doing corporate mingling, not being flirtatious or romantic. He was doing like stuff that people do in business meetings where they go around giving a business card to everybody. That's what he was doing. Tommy comes out. He says we're going to eliminate 2 people, and everybody doesn't know who the people are. Corey asked Carrie for a date, and Carrie is suspicious. It was Carrie, right? Carrie is suspicious because she is like, he was like, we had a connection. And she was like, how? She's like, I haven't even talked to you. Did I blink a certain way? What did I do? Did I turn my head some way to just make you fall for me? Like, that was the thing that Corey, he was just using the same shit to every woman he talked to. So, but Carrie gave him his number. He said, go out Friday, Saturday, whenever. And she was like, sure. But he's doing a copy paste shit. There is Tasia and Carrington. Now, I remember Tasia. Who the fuck is Carrington? Shit. I think I remember Tasia and I remember Carrington. I think I remember him now because she was asking him questions about, is he single or are you single? Like, was you out here in these streets? Everything she asked him about, maybe 10 questions. And all the questions were basically, are you single for real, reworded and rearranged. And Carrington was like, I feel like I'm asking the same question over and over again. Because she wanted to know, are you single or are you single? Are you dating? Are you sleeping around? You got all this. She was just asking him stuff, which all came back to like, just what exactly are you doing? And I think she did that to a few guys. And they felt like they were being interrogated. Because she was. She wanted to know what was up. She's like, is you just out here slinging dick to everybody? Or are you saying, oh, I'm single, but you really ain't single. You got like 10 chicks on the side. Like, what is it? Like, what is it for real? She wants to know. She has a right to ask, I guess. And they have a right not to answer. Or lie. Which I think most of them was doing. Cornelius was talking to Camille. I remember Camille. Some of these people are more memorable than others. Cornelius is the electrical engineer, and Camille is the teacher. She's the teacher that's she's doing a dissertation now. Her dissertation to get her doctorate in education. Uh, and I remember her because she said that Cornelius was her man now. He's her boyfriend because she really liked him and all this other stuff. He's an electrical engineer and he does some modeling on the side, and she's a teacher and she does some plays. She directs plays and do plays on the side. So they were both into the arts as a side gig. And he must have did something to her that got her. I don't know. She just went hard in the paint for him. And I think Camille gives me kind of like a crazy vibe. She might be like a Corey, where she was put here to be controversial, to make the show more exciting. Even though it was obvious she was pretty unstable and shouldn't be on the goddamn show. Liba, I remember Liba because Liba said she had a hard time dating. She was extremely positive. I liked her attitude a lot. She was wonderful. She was married. I think she said she got married at 19. And did she get divorced right away? Or was she married alone? I can't remember. I'm losing it. But we don't see too much of Liba. We see Liba later when Frank, Liba, and Aisha, they're on the couch talking, and they're talking about tattoos because they were talking because Frank is like covered in tattoos, and they were talking, and she was saying that she had some tree of life on her arm. He said he had a tree of life on his arm, and they were just going over tattoos. But Liba is so positive. She's so happy. She's so energetic because see, I'm on Liba's side with this. Frank didn't like it, but that's fucked up on Frank's part. Is because she was different than all the other ladies that, well, not all of them, but most of them there. Liba was full of energy. Everyone else was playing it cool. They were sitting back in the cut, trying to be smooth, trying to be romantic. The ladies were trying to be like, delicate little flower. And Liba she was just fun. She was like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. She was loud. She was very boisterous. She was doing it with that. I liked that. Everyone else trying to be the belle of the ball and do all this fancy shit. That's not how they really are. And Liba was being genuine and authentic and true to who she is. And I think more than like Courtney was like that too. They weren't trying to be, play the game. Because everybody was playing a game. Like Frank was trying to smooth talk and be romantic and be honest. And Liba was just loud. She was just having fun. She was laughing loud. She was enjoying herself. Or she's a mood killer. Motherfucker, we meet. This ain't no damn mood. So I wasn't with Frank on that. And Liba pulled Aisha up because Aisha was doing it too. But then she saw Liba's energy and she elevated. She went up some. They just started laughing and having a good time. But it pissed Frank off. You see Lamont. Lamont I liked too. Lamont was a cybersecurity guy. He was single for a bunch of years. But he said, I was single because it was my fault. I wasn't doing right. I was fucked up. How old was Lamont? Shit. 44? So he's been single for 7 years. He's been single for a while. Since he was 37? And he was talking to Shiloh, and Shiloh, she was an intimacy coach. I remember her because she's like the yoga person. She does relationship counseling and stuff like that. And she was beautiful. She was gorgeous. She seems kind of like a hippie to me, kind of flaky. I don't know. Shiloh, I look like a good person, but I don't think she's really ready to be in a relationship. She says she is, and I'm pretty sure she is. She's a relationship coach. She's telling other people how to do stuff that she can't do. So, shit. Lamont, I don't know about Lamont. I think Lamont also, he wasn't as flirtatious or hoish as a lot of the other guys. He was more laid back, more respectful. He kept his distance a lot. And I don't think that wasn't a good strategy for him. I remember him talking specifically to Aisha. And he told her, he does cybersecurity, but his passion is spoken word poetry. So he did some spoken word with her, and Aisha was like, "Motherfucker, what?" She's like, "I'm sitting there talking to you, being vulnerable and open, and you gonna spit some bars?" I hate she interpreted it like that because that's not what he was doing. He was reciting, he was doing some poetry for her, some spoken word. She was like, "This motherfucker trying to be a rapper," and I can understand a woman saying that you in your fucking 40s trying to rap. I know a woman is like, hell no, but that's not what he was doing. He was being poetic, but nah, that shit wasn't working. That didn't work, Lamont. Why? That's from Sanford's son. His son was named Lamont. That's why I'm like, Lamont. I never met a person in real life named Lamont. Never even heard of a person in real life named Lamont. Tasia and Walter. Walter is the guy who was a reform thug. And Tasia was questioning him like she was questioning everybody else. And Walter told her that, she was wanting to know why he doesn't have any kids and why he's not in a relationship, for why he's not married. What's going on? What's the deal? What's the problem with him? And he said, he was with someone for 9.5 years, and then they got married, and then a year and a half later, she died from she had a cyst on her ovaries. I think that's what it was, an ovarian cyst. She was diagnosed like after they got married, and a year and a half later, she died. And after she died during surgery to get the cyst removed. She died on the table, which is terrible. That's sad. Fuck cancer, man. I done lost a lot of family to cancer. After she passed, he started wilding. He was just out there in the streets, just doing what he gonna do. And he said, he had to heal. He's had time to heal. He's had time to move on. He's dated before. He's never found the right one. He's dodged some bullets, but he said, he's looking. He said he believes there's more than one soulmate in life, which is way to go, Walter. I think Walter made a good impression on everybody. You see Sabrina. Who is Sabrina? Ah, shit, Sabrina. I remember her now. She's Korean. She was talking to Phil. Who the fuck is Phil? I'm looking at his face and I don't know anything about him. I don't even remember him. Who are you, Phil? I remember Sabrina, though. And Sabrina was talking to Phil. And Corey, the gym owner, Corey interrupted. Yep, I remember this. I remember this whole scenario now, off the top of my head. Sabrina and Phil were talking, and Corey walked up like, "Oh, let me borrow you for 45 seconds." And I remember Phil was like, 45 seconds? What? What kind of shit is this? And then he said, and she was like, "Well, I could talk to you later." Like, it was so rude and uncalled for and disrespectful. And then Phil was like, "All right, you know what? You can have her go talk to her." And he was like, "No, I just need to talk to her for just a couple seconds." And Sabrina was like, "Well, we can go." He was like, "No, just stand." So he wanted her to just stand right there in front of Phil while he flirted with her. I was like, this, and Phil was like, "Dude, you doing it wrong. You messing up. He doing it wrong. You doing too much." And he was absolutely doing too much. He was trying way too goddamn hard. And he asked Sabrina, what did he ask her? "Do you find me attractive?" And Sabrina said, "There's more to attraction than just the physical." She said, "I'm looking for more than just good looks." And Corey was like, "Okay, okay." And then he asked her, like, "Did she want to go out? What's her number?" Shit like that. The same shit he was asking everybody else. That was some trifling shit Corey did. Courtney and Cornelius talks. Courtney and Cornelius talk. Courtney said she felt like she was a drunk because she had a drink in each hand. She had 2 drinks, drink in each hand. And Cornelia was like, "Enjoy yourself." And that's when he asked her about, what she looking for. She said she's looking for a gentleman. She said she felt like Cornelius was a gentleman. He does seem like he's a really nice person. Like, not an act. He seems like he is just genuinely a very nice person. With guys like, Frank and Naeem and Corey, and like some of these guys, I don't think they're genuinely really nice people. Cornelius, like Walter, and Tyrone, like they're like genuinely really nice guys. Like they're single because they're really like kind of too nice and kind to people, which can be a turn off. So people will think you're weak, but that's how I get with Cornelius. He seems like he's just a very nice, laid back, go with the flow kind of person. And he asked her like, what's going on? She told what's going on in your past relationships, situations, and that's what she told him about. I turned 30. He wanted to party. I didn't want to party. All that shit. Who is Zadia? What the fuck? Zadia. I remember her now. I remember her from the first episode. I don't remember her from doing anything significant on this episode. She was talking to Naeem, and she was trying to ask him about what she should call him because it was something, his first name or his last name, and he told her to call him by his last name, but only she could do that because everybody else called him by his first name. It was some ridiculous ass conversation. I don't even know. It was stupid shit. You got Donta and Shiloh. I'm taking notes on people I don't even know. Donta and the Trinidad people. Shiloh is Trini, and Donta's stepdad, is from Trinidad. So they have the connection there. And I remember Shiloh's story. She was talking about, her parents growing up. They got divorced, and she was able to see, how she was treated and how she was affected by their divorce. When they got divorced, she was pretty much like her dad, I guess, kind of abandoned her or wasn't around, and she went from being like this happy home to this broken home, and she was dealing with abandonment issues because they just weren't, it wasn't the same as it was before. And she said she worked on it with self-love, counseling, just trying to treat herself. And that's cool. Once the fact that she can identify what's wrong or that it had an effect on her, that way once you can identify this had an effect on me, you can do something about it. So that was cool with her. Donta, I don't know nothing about that man. I don't even remember him from episode 1. The girls will get together and they're talking. And then Corey dumbass walk over. Now, out of the 4 girls sitting there, he's asked 3 of them out on a date for Friday. He's asked Sabrina, Carrie, and Aisha was the other one, I think. I forget all 4 of them were sitting there, but I think he asked those 3 for dates on Friday. And I think it was, what's her damn name? Moomin. I haven't even seen her the rest of the episode. Moomin. They was like, you're going to have a busy ass Friday. And he was trying to explain terribly why he did it. But then I think Tasia walked over and was like, hey, Corey. They were like, oh, do you have a date with Corey too? What did he tell you? And she said, well, he told me the exact same stuff that he told y'all. He was feeling my energy. He wanted to go out with me, get to know me better, away from all. It was just like, and they was like, boy, we done. You said the same shit to all of us. Said the same shit. And that was dumb on his part. It's like, why would you tell, like, he never figured they would ever interact with each other. And then while they're all around talking to each other, you come over knowing you have set up a date with every one of them at the same goddamn time. That's the dumbest fucking thing I could even think of. Jesus. He says, what he says makes sense for why he did it. He said, I wanted to get you you one-on-one away from the 18 other people, just me and you. And he wanted to do that with every girl there. Great. Do it one at a time. Don't say I want to get y'all away from this group by inviting the whole goddamn group somewhere. Shit. Oh my goodness. I don't know what he was thinking. Tommy Khan, I do elimination. He's talking to the boys about who they don't like, talking to the guys about who they don't like. And they said the three at the bottom was Tasia, which I can see because she was just really questioning and interrogating everybody about just how fucking single are you? Are you divorced? Do you got kids? Because she's never been married and she has no kids. And I think she was looking for somebody along those lines. And there were very few people there along those lines with her. Libba, which I didn't get at all, except they just didn't like her. I'm thinking, I know Frank and a couple of other guys said they didn't like her energy, her attitude, how they felt like she wasn't taking it serious or whatever, because I'm like, she's enjoying the day. Y'all over here doing too much. I didn't like that. And Carrie, she was another one Carrie was also kind of standoffish. She was asking a lot of questions. She wasn't very trusting of these dudes, which makes sense to me because I don't know y'all. Why would I be so open and trusting and forthright with information and shit about me? So then Tom talks to the ladies, and the ladies say that their bottom are Lamont, which I think because he was kind of reserved. He wasn't as outgoing. He was a little shy. Tyrone, fuck, I don't even know. I remember him because he was a military and spoke Korean, but outside of that interaction with Sabrina, I don't think he did fucking much of nothing, I remember him from something else, though. It might have been episode 1. He was the guy who didn't trust women on episode 1. Because his mom and dad were married for 20 years. And I guess for 20 years, his mom was stepping out on his dad. So he was like, I'd be at home and I see my mom bringing all these strange men to the house when dad wasn't there. I'm like, what kind of worthless ass son is you? Like, daddy, mama a hoe. Like, I mean, it sounds bad to say, but good Lord. He said his mama was out there. She belonged to the streets. So for 20 years, he saw his mom for while he was growing up, he just saw his mom with all these people. And I'm like, how were they together 20 years? And you saw when you were a kid. Daddy got the heads up, right? I hope my sons tell me right away. You know mama messing around, right, Daddy? That's how I remember Tyrone. Not from this episode, but from episode 1. Because he was the guy who said he didn't trust women because of what he saw his mom doing. And Corey was just an idiot. He's trying to date everybody. In the end, they eliminated Libba. And Libba was like, fuck it, the guy that was for me just ain't here. Now, the thing about it, though, I think Libba took being eliminated better than Tasia took being in the bottom. Because she was like, I didn't talk to every last one of you motherfuckers. She said, I didn't make connections. You all know me. You all about me. Which is true. But she was really asking a lot of questions that some of these dudes really don't want to answer because they full of shit. And nothing she was asking was too personal or wrong. She wanted to know just what you mean. What do you mean when you say this? She was hurt. She was hurt very bad that they put her at the bottom after all the effort she put into getting to know everybody, meeting everybody, talking to everybody. Libba was like, whatever. The ladies eliminated Lamont. He just wasn't, they were like, no, he just wasn't a very open. He was kind of shy. He was kind of withdrawn, reserved, nice person. They really, when he was interacting with them, they liked what it, except for Aisha. She just didn't like him because of the whole thing he trying to get into the rap game shit. I'm surprised it wasn't Corey. That had to be a producer save for Corey. He didn't have a single woman on his side. No, except for, was it Moomin? She was the only one on his side. So, it was either Moomin or Camille. I can't remember which one of them it was. It couldn't have been Camille because she's the one that's in love with Cornelius. So there's no way she would try to save. It might have been her trying to help. Somebody was trying to help Corey out. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Camille. It was either Camille or the Movement. I can't remember which one it was. But it was a tall, dark-skinned woman. And that's them two. I just can't remember the face. So Lamont gave his spoken word exit speech. And Libba gave her, the God has me. He has a man for me speech. And that was it. I don't know. This thing like a shit show. It seems like nobody here really wants a relationship. Or they batshit crazy. There's a few that I think is crazy as fuck. There's a lot of guys that I think ain't worth a damn. And I think the guys that are worth something are going to get thrown away. I think the guys who have the best chance are Cornelius and Walter. I think Frank gonna fuck himself. I don't know how Corey made it past this day. I think Naeem gonna get thrown the fuck out about his whole he don't like makeups and wigs and shit. I think Carrie gonna go away. I think Camille gonna go away. Whew. I don't even know these. We shall see how this goes. We shall see, because it's so much, and they all seem so flawed, and they all seem like they have ulterior motives. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, who do you think actually came here looking for someone to try to build something with, and who came here just to get on TV and advertise and get their Instagram followers up? Because so many of them are sitting there just like they don't want it. They're sitting here saying, I don't want a relationship, but then saying, I want to find somebody. It's like, come on. I don't think they're just on here for sex. I think it's mostly business. I think they mostly see it as a business opportunity to expand or reach new clientele or get something to put on their resume, something to do. So I think Sabrina is a fashion designer. She wants more clients. Aisha wants more clients for her salon. Corey, he openly says he wants more people for his gym. He wants to do more private training, personal training. So it's just shit. Tell me who you think is just full of shit and just here for play. Because that's my thoughts. Just tell me what are yours. And I'll catch you on next episode, man. Y'all, peace.